Ever find yourself sitting in a coffee shop or maybe at the airport and using their Wi-Fi and wonder what's happening to all your information as you're browsing online?
Yeah, it's a little unsettling when you think about it.
Right. And today we're diving into something called a VPN, a virtual private network, and really breaking it down for you even if you've never heard of it before.
Yep. We're going to lift the hood, so to speak.
Exactly. So think of it this way. Imagine sending a regular message to a friend, right? Typically it's out in the open, and anyone along the way could theoretically take a peek.
A VPN is like creating a special private tunnel just for your message, as if you put it in a sealed envelope.
Ah, I like that. Yeah, like back in the day when you'd send a letter.
Exactly.
And what if you're not just sending a message, but something more sensitive?
Like your bank details.
Right. You wouldn't want that just floating around out there. You might even put that sealed envelope in another locked box for an extra layer of security.
Makes sense.
And that locked box traveling through the mail system, that's a lot like what a VPN does for your internet activity.
It builds that secure, protected pathway.
So we've got this idea of a secret locked tunnel.
Yeah.
Now, how does this actually work when you connect to a VPN on your phone or your computer? What's going on behind the scenes?
Well, the main thing a VPN does is create that secure, encrypted connection, that tunnel we've been talking about over the regular internet.
Over the internet that we all use.
Right. So when you turn on your VPN, your internet traffic doesn't go directly to the website or the app you're trying to reach. It actually takes a little detour.
A detour. Interesting.
Yeah, it goes through a special server that's run by your VPN provider.
So my online activity goes through this middleman, this VPN server.
You got it. And this is where the magic happens. Two really important things occur. First, your real IP address, which is kind of like your device's unique ID on the internet, gets masked.
Hidden.
Hidden, exactly. Now it looks like you're browsing from the location of that VPN server.
Oh.
So if that VPN server is, say, in a different city, it will appear as if your online activity is coming from there, even if you're sitting in your living room.
So it's like a digital disguise for your actual location.
That's a great way to put it.
What about the second thing that happens when my data goes through this VPN server?
The second big thing is that your data gets encrypted in real time. Now, encryption might sound complex, but think of it as scrambling your information into a secret code.
Like a secret language.
Exactly. It's like taking a sentence and jumbling up all the letters so it's totally unreadable to anyone who doesn't have the key to unscramble it.
Like a decoder ring.
Yeah, exactly like that. That's what encryption does to your online data, your emails, your browsing, your passwords. It all gets turned into this digital puzzle as soon as it leaves your device.
So even if someone were able to see the data traveling through this VPN tunnel, all they'd see is this jumbled mess of code.
Yep. That's the beauty of a VPN. That encryption makes your data practically useless to anyone trying to intercept it. It's like trying to open that locked box without the key, without the specific decryption key. Only your device and the VPN server have that scrambled info is just meaningless noise.
Okay, so let me make sure I had this right. A VPN is like creating a secret locked tunnel for my internet activities. It sends my data through a special server, which hides my online identity and scrambles my information into a secret code so anyone trying to snoop just sees gibberish. That sounds really important, especially when you're using public Wi-Fi where you never know who else might be lurking.
You got it. And those two things we just talked about, hiding your IP address and encrypting your data, are the foundation of some pretty valuable benefits when you're online.
So now that we kind of understand how a VPN works in this secret tunnel way, let's talk about why someone like me, who's not a tech expert, should even consider using one. What are the real-world advantages?
Okay, so let's go back to our letter analogy. Remember sending that anonymous letter? A VPN gives you enhanced privacy online by making it much harder for websites, advertisers, and even your own internet service provider to track what you're doing and connect it back to you. Hiding your real IP address is like removing the return address from all your online activities.
So it's like blending into a crowd.
Exactly. You're much less traceable. And then there's the security aspect, like that locked box protecting the contents of your letter. The encryption a VPN provides is super important, especially when you're using public Wi-Fi like at cafes, airports, hotels. Those networks are often not very secure.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It means it's easier for someone with bad intentions to potentially see your unencrypted data, like passwords or even credit card details. But using a VPN puts all that information in that digital locked box, so even if someone's on that same Wi-Fi network, they can't read your sensitive stuff.
That's a release to hear. I always get a little nervous connecting to those public networks, knowing there's a way to add that extra layer of security. Definitely good to know.
Absolutely. And beyond privacy and security, a VPN can actually give you access to content that might be restricted based on where you are in the world.
Restricted.
Right. So think of it as being able to virtually travel to another country online.
How interesting.
By connecting to a VPN server in a specific country, you can sometimes bypass those geographical restrictions and access websites, streaming services, or other content that wouldn't normally be available to you. This is what's often called VPN location spoofing. Websites see the location of that VPN server, not your actual location.
So if there's a video I want to watch that's only available in, say, Europe, if I use a VPN connected to a server in Europe, I might be able to watch it.
Exactly. It's like having a virtual key to unlock content from different parts of the world.
Okay, so to quickly recap some of the reasons why someone like me might want to use a VPN. It provides better privacy, making it harder to track my activities online. It improves my security, especially when I'm on public Wi-Fi. And it can even help me access online content specific to certain locations.
You nailed it. And it's worth noting just how strong that encryption used by VPNs is. They use really advanced mathematical techniques to scramble that data, and without the correct key, it would take even powerful computers an incredibly long time to crack that code. We're talking about timescales that are practically unimaginable.
Uncrackable for millions of years. That's pretty reassuring. So essentially, when I use a VPN, websites and online services just see the VPN server's online address, not my personal one. It's like having a digital PO box in a different location.
That's a great analogy. And this is another reason why using a VPN on public Wi-Fi is so important. Those networks are often open and don't have very strong security, which makes your data way more vulnerable. A VPN is like your bodyguard for your information. Even if someone's eavesdropping, all they'll get is that scrambled, meaningless code.
So it sounds like for anyone who spends time online, whether they're concerned about privacy, wanting to stay safe on public networks, or even hoping to access content from different regions, a VPN is a really helpful tool to consider adding to your daily online routine.
Totally agree. It puts you in the driver's seat of your online experience and gives you a big boost in security and privacy.
Well, this has been a super helpful deep dive into VPNs. Hopefully we've made it clear and easy to understand for anyone out there, even if you're not a tech expert.
That was our goal, to explain it all in plain language, and I think we did all right.
I think we did too. So if you found this helpful and you're interested in learning more about other fascinating topics in a clear and easy to digest way, make sure to subscribe to The Deep Dive. We've got lots more insightful discussions coming up.
We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay safe and secure online.